Low T. Is low T a problem for you? I hear a lot of talk about low T, and that's going to be our topic for today. Maybe I have an answer for you, or maybe not. But before I begin, hit that like button, subscribe. If you'd like to get my help personally, I do consultations, marksinspiration.com. And I want to recommend a book which I bought. It's called True Male Nature 101. It would be a big help for you men out there who maybe grew up without a male role model, or maybe you grew up in a single mother home, or you had a father that was weak and didn't really lead, and you're looking to level up your game and become a better man, or become more of a man. I checked it out. It's a great book. I just started reading it. Haven't finished it yet, but I know it's great because I can tell by the way the first few chapters are. So, get that book. It will definitely improve you as a man. All right, on to our topic. Low testosterone. I looked up this article in Healthline, and the reason I brought it up is because on the Dragon Ship Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be talking about the low testosterone problem here in the U.S. Seems to be a problem. So, what is low testosterone? Testosterone is an important hormone in the human body, but it starts to decrease each year after age 30. Well, that could be. I never had mine checked or tested because I've never really felt the need to. If I have low T, I haven't experienced any negative side effects. Okay, in some men, this can be substantial. Between 19 to 39% of older men may have low levels of testosterone. So I suppose it varies with each person. Since I've been 20 years old, I've eaten healthy, I've exercised, I've taken care of myself physically. From the time I was 30, I started taking care of myself better mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So, and since that time, since I was 30 years old, I've had 7 children. Yes, 7 children. The last child I had when I was, 49, 50? 49. I think 49. So, I've been fortunate. It hasn't affected me, but some men it has affected. So, we're going to get into that a little bit here today. Older men with low T have increasingly sought testosterone replacement therapy, TRT, in recent years. TRT addresses symptoms such as low libido, poor muscle mass, and low energy. It's not just older men that are affected by low T. Young men, even babies and children, can also have this problem. Now, I didn't know that. But here's some symptoms. Symptoms of low T. Low levels of testosterone that are atypical of normal aging are due to other primary or secondary causes of hypogonadism. Hypogonadism, I'm not sure how to pronounce that word, in males happens when the testicles don't produce enough testosterone. Hypogonadism can start during fetal development, during puberty, or during adulthood. Fetal development. I have to say this word again. If hypogonadism, and I may be mispronouncing it, begins during fetal development, the primary result is impaired growth of external sex organs. Depending on when hypogonadism, of course I got to say it all the time because I can't pronounce it, starts and the level of testosterone present during fetal development, a male child can develop female genitals, ambiguous genitals, neither clearly male or female, underdeveloped male genitals. Puberty. Normal growth can be jeopardized if hypogonadism occurs during puberty. Problems occur with muscle development, deepening of the voice, lack of body hair, underdeveloped genitals, overly long limbs, enlarged breasts. Adulthood. Later in life, and this is more what we're focusing on today. Insufficient testosterone can lead to other problems. Symptoms include low energy levels, low muscle mass, infertility, erectile dysfunction, and that's the one that really bothers men. Hey, but I'm telling you what, if you go out drinking and partying and you do it enough, you're going to run into a time when you can't perform. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're on antidepressants, and I'm not bashing those, that dulls your sensitivity. That will definitely cause you problems. So you may not have low T in that case. It may just be the side effects of the medication. And more. Decreased sex drive. These are signs of low T. Slow hair growth or hair loss. Loss of bone mass, and I can't even pronounce the last one. Gynecondestia. Gynecondestia. Not sure what that is. Fatigue and mental fogginess are some commonly reported mental and emotional symptoms in men with low T. Yeah, well, that's quite interesting. Let's see. They go on to talk about some of the causes. It keeps. I'm going to have to look at that word. Hypogonadism. Hypogonadism. Underactive testes cause primary hypogonadism. That's because they don't manufacture sufficient levels of testosterone for optimal growth and health. The underactivity can be caused by an inherited trait. It can also be acquired by accident or illness. Well, I guess I'm going to have to look that word up because it just keeps talking about it. But let's go into the main causes or our concerns as men. Of course, we want to be able to reproduce. We want to be able to have children, or most of us do. Most of us want to leave a legacy of children. We want our name to live on past us, because one day we're all going to die. And let me tell you something. I've been going through some challenges lately, and when I do, and I haven't been this time, but I go to the graveyard and I look around. I see some graves from the 1700s, and all those people, probably most of them, had troubles greater than mine. And guess what? All those magnificent big problems they had don't mean anything now. They're gone. What does it matter? And think about your problems today. In 5 years, will it make a difference? In 10 years? 50? You may be passed on by then. Think about that. So if you're having problems with low T, the first thing I recommend, I'm not a doctor or a physician or a healthcare provider, is do what you can do yourself before you go and talk to a doctor about testosterone enhancement. If you're sitting around on the couch watching 4 to 6 hours of TV every night, eating chips and drinking beer or soda, and taking antidepressants because you feel like your life is miserable, you're probably not going to have much of a sex drive. It seems obvious to me, but maybe some of you, not my listeners, none of my great 1,653 subscribers, but some of those other people out there that just might be watching today for the first time. These things will lower your testosterone. If you're watching porn and masturbating many times a day, that will definitely drain you of any kind of drive in regards to libido. I don't really think that lowers your testosterone, but it will lower your sex drive and your drive to make something of yourself. So I would recommend stopping that. I think they even have 12-step programs for that. If you can't seem to stop on your own, get some help. But we all want to reproduce, most of us do, and it's hard to do if you're not able to perform in bed. These things happen. But as I said, you want to look at what kind of a lifestyle you have. If you're severely overweight, if you're not exercising, if you're not doing something with your life, it really hinders your drive to reproduce, to be able to take care of yourself. It's a real health concern because the low testosterone many times is just a result of your lifestyle. So as I said, my recommendation is look at how your lifestyle is. What kinds of food are you eating? Are you eating fast food 2 or 3 times a day? Or even several times a week, 10, 15, 20 times a week? Are the foods you're eating just processed foods? Now, many people say testosterone can be boosted by eating the proper diet, and I tend to agree with that. although I'm sure there are some people that need something besides that. But first, take care of your body. You cannot expect your body to be at optimal operating condition if you're not taking care of it. Would you go to the gas station and put crappy gas in your car and expect your car to run correctly? No, you wouldn't. But yet people feed themselves with food that is less than optimal and expect themselves to be operating at peak performance. It's really just common sense. So let's look at what you can do first before you run to the doctor. Try that and give it a few months, maybe even a year or two, because you didn't get to where you are if you're out of shape, overweight, and unhealthy overnight. It took years for you to get there. So don't expect to get back to optimal running condition within a few days or even a few months, depending on how badly you have let yourself go. I'll give you a little example. I've always stayed in shape, but yet the last 2 or 3 years I quit running because I hurt my back. I probably could have started running sooner, but I enjoyed the weights and I just kind of liked the way my legs felt during the day because I had more energy in them. So I decided a few weeks ago, actually it's been a few months ago, because my boys were boxing and I wanted to spar with them, I wanted to get my wind back. So I started to run again. So after 3 years of not running, even though I stayed in shape, I ate good, I worked out with the weights, and sometimes my work is very aerobic too, I went to run, and I wasn't even a half a mile, and I was like exhausted. I could not believe it. That's how bad a shape I had gotten in. So I walked, and it took me probably a couple weeks before I could run a full mile. Well, maybe not, a week or two. And so now I'm running like 2 or 3 miles. And like last night I ran a mile. It was about 8:30 pace, which is really slow for me. And I could have swore it was faster. The point I'm making here is after 3 years of laying off of running, it's going to take me some time to get back to where I can run like I did before. So if you've gotten out of shape, excuse me, excuse me. If you've gotten out of shape, you've gotten that way over years. Don't expect to get back into shape and get your body optimal again within just a few months, because it took you years to get there. Give yourself some time. But try that first and see if that doesn't help your condition if you feel you're suffering from low T. Of course, if you like, go get a test and check it, but then test yourself before you begin, and then test yourself in a few months or in a year, whatever it takes. And then if you really have gotten yourself back into excellent shape and you still have low T, then you may want to consult a doctor. But my way is always do what you can do first. Your body is an amazing, we'll call it a machine, amazing piece of technology. And it can do amazing things, but you have to cooperate with the natural laws that govern your body, just as we have to cooperate with the natural laws that govern the universe and with women. We all have a nature. We're all made in a certain way to operate at certain levels, conditional on what we do, how we cooperate with what our body is supposed to have. And that's part of the problem now. We got things in the water, we got things in the food, chemicals. I forgot what they did a study of the amount of chemicals that your body comes in contact with, the amount of chemicals we ingest, the amount of chemicals we take in from deodorants, colognes, perfumes, bug sprays, hairsprays. With me, it's like paint and different things like that. So these things all affect you. We have become a chemicalized society. Just in the air, you have heaters, you have air conditioning, all these things put out a certain amount of chemicals, the dust that come along with it, all these things affect your health. So this is something to keep in mind. So do what you can do first before you run to the doctor. Try being your own healthcare provider. And I'm not anti-doctor. I've broken my shoulder. I went straight to the doctor. I have been sick at certain times and I've gone to the doctor. So I'm not anti-doctor. I am for you taking care of yourself. I'm 62 years old. I don't take any medications. I have a couple situations that cause me some pain on a daily basis. I could take a medication, but would I rather deal with the pain and accept it as part of life, the same as when I was young? I had pain then too. Or do I want to take a medication and risk the side effects, which a lot of times lead to death? I think I read last time the stats are over 100,000 people died, I think just in the US. Now, I can't verify that, so don't take that as the truth. You can look it up yourself. As a result of side effects from the medicines they take or they took to relieve whatever problem they had. Now, that's not to say the medicines didn't help many people. But you have a medicine within yourself, a medicine within your mind that can take care of a lot of these things. So remember that. And I'm going to wrap that up today. That's all I got. Take care. Remember to pick up that book of True Male Nature 101. It's a great book. Amazon. And check out a copy of my book, Coming Back Home, The True Adventure of Mark Daniels, or the other one, The Power Is Within. Both available on Amazon. And I'm out of here. Thanks for joining me as always. Thank you to my subscribers, all 1,653 of you, and whoever's going to join today. It's great to have you on this journey of life. Take care. Have a wonderful day.